Hi everyone, it's Cards by Rachel with day 8 and the last day of our baby mini series. Today we'll be using the Sassy Club news die, news stamp, Jolly news stamp, Forest Friends, The Woods, and Little Boy. As always, all the product sheets will be linked down below. I cut the news die out of some light blue paper and I'm using chipped sapphire distress oxide around my edges and a little bit into the shaker window too, I believe. Yeah, there we go. Just to add some nice shading as always. Here I've laid out my card to kind of see where I want everything to go. And I'm using the news stamp and the Jolly News stamp to stamp some details to make it really look like a newspaper. There are some Latin words, a title, and a sentiment. I'm using Oh Baby and a bottle specifier thing down below, which you'll see in a minute. I forgot to ink it up, as you can see. There you go. I think that is just adorable. I thought it would need some like texture, so I'm gonna use some dark blue splatters here and a little bit of my Spellbinders Sparkle splatters as well to give it some nice shine. And there we go, we have a very cute looking baby newspaper. And I cut out that window because that will be a shaker. Here I'm using a Starry Sky stencil and some silver paste, and I'm just gonna use it and use some scrap pieces of white paper to make sure it doesn't get where I don't want it to be, because I do not want to cover up a lot of my text that we just stamped, but I did want to add some interest, so I am gonna use it like that and kind of cover up our text so we don't paste over it, so to say. And again, paste, you guys. I'm going very well with that. I do love this news letter die. Like, I used it so often already. You can do this in any theme. Just change the sentiments, the background, the stamps you use, and can be used for anything. And I think like baby newsletter is such a cute thing, and the news jolly stamp actually helps with that, with the sentiment and stuff. I think that's just adorable. I did a baby one before with using the lump on elephants. Now it was time to use some Sassy Club and my favorite fandom, and also my favorite character from that fandom. Here he is. He is adorable, isn't he? Today I'm actually using my Ohuhu markers for just a little change. I've been using my Olos a lot lately, and I also love the Ohuhu marker, so I thought I'd switch it up and show that. Same that I did in our day 3 video where I used my Zig markers actually. So yeah, I am really trying this year to use all my supplies that I have, and if I really do not use them, I'm just gonna sell them because they are taking up space that is unnecessary. So yeah, I'm just coloring him in, and I also used 2 other images of him because I used 3 Sassy Club stamp sets from this fandom. I cannot have enough of this fandom, so hey, why not? And I colored them all in the same color combinations. Sometimes I color him in a bit of a lighter blue than I'm doing now. But today I was feeling a dark blue. It also depends on what year, you know, this fandom, you watched it on TV, on how dark blue he is, basically. So there's no right or wrong. It just depends on my background, usually, and the rest of my colors. And for this one, I was really feeling like the dark blue. So this will be my second baby card using this fandom. We did use this fandom on day 2, but we didn't use my favorite one. I wanted to dedicate a full card to him, basically. I think he is just so cute. I mean, Pooh Bear, of course, is also, he is, well, definitely second, I think. Maybe Tigger, I don't know. Yeah, probably Pooh and then Tigger. But yeah, this one just has my heart. He's so grumpy and sad and cute. Okay, here you can see I did divide up all the blue parts because it is quite a large image, and I always like to make sure that my markers aren't like drying on my paper, so they're still nicely blendable, because if they are on your paper for some time, the blendability kind of goes down. So I'm never sure like how long it takes and what is too big of an image. So if I'm doubtful, I usually just divide up my image. Yeah, here we go. And then some cute little pink cheeks, and then of course my beloved white highlights. So yeah, I believe we colored up quite a few of this fandom now, which is fine. I mean, you can check out some color combinations if you want. Here I cut off dye or partially die cut my card base using that newsletter die. If you don't know how to do this, be sure to leave a comment. I can link you a video where I explain the partial die cutting. Here I'm just layering it on and gluing up that square that we cut out so I can inlay it quite nicely, so everything will be nice and in the right spot once we add our shaker piece. This way you don't have to guess where that inside piece needs to go. You can just sort of do it like a puzzle, basically. I do want to make sure everything is nicely secure because it will have a sequence. So, you know, we don't want any parts sticking out. And then it's time to close off that window with some foam tape in this case. And make sure around your window it is nice and nicely against each other so the sequence cannot leak out of there. Off camera I finished all of that, as you can see, and now it's time to use some double-sided tape and an acetate sheet, of course, to close off our shaker window. I'm just using 2 sizes of double-sided tape to have it nice and secure. I did hand cut a piece of acetate that will fit nicely on there, I believe, or maybe I'm doing it on camera. I'm not sure exactly anymore. We'll see now. Yeah, I will cut off the excess. Yeah, there we go, on camera, just to make it fit nicely. If you like this newspaper die and the stamps and this fandom, be sure to check out our web shop because we have a lot of products of this fandom and it's so adorable. Also a paper pad from the Sassy Club for it. It's just amazing. So be sure to check that out, you guys. If you really like this mini series and you watch all 8 days, be sure to like, subscribe and comment so the algorithm likes my page more. Thanks in advance, you guys. Here I'm just filling up that shaker window with some dark and lighter blue sequins. Then I'm gonna carefully get all the backing papers off and add a bit of liquid glue. So I have some wiggle room to line it up straight and also to add some extra security because I'm always scared with sending shaker cards. I mentioned this before in the series or in another video. I'm not sure anymore. I want to make sure it's nice and secure. There we go. I'm having a fight with sequins going onto my foam tape as always. That always happens. Just, you know. Here we go and line that up. And you have a nice and easy background. Like, that's also fun. You can do this in any theme and colors you would like, this news die. But also, it makes a very easy interactive card with just like this shaker bit. You could also make more. There's also smaller of these squares, or you could do 2 of the bigger ones, whatever you prefer. You could see the 2 other ears that I colored off camera. Aren't they adorable? and this smaller one will go on top of the one we just colored, and that will be basically it, I think. I'm just thinking, it's been a while since I recorded this, if I added anything else. I don't think I did. Must say I do like those silver starry sky we added with our base, just around some of the edges and, you know, around the sentiments. Yeah, here we go. Close-ups of our finished and last one of the baby mini series cards, you guys. I hope you guys really enjoyed yourselves and be sure to like, subscribe and comment. Have a crafty day, everyone. Bye bye.